A bullet lodged in the side of a car, 2 people still in the hospital, and a family planning a funeral for their loved one. All ramifications of Monday afternoon's shooting. One suspect is dead and another in stable condition after what police say was an attempted robbery and carjacking on Park Street Monday. The victim, who was permitted to carry a gun, shot back at the suspects. He too was wounded in the gunfire.
At this point, it looks like, the individual was defending, himself and potentially his car, but he's in the hospital, and it could have very easily been tragic for him and his family, a lot more tragic than it is right now.
But how much worse would it have been if he wasn't armed? Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this. October 3rd, Hartford, Connecticut, very close to home. There was an attempted carjacking that turned into a shootout between the people trying to steal the car and the owner. The outcome, as we have, as sure we know, is that one of the suspects is deceased and the other is in the hospital injured, along with the owner of the car. Now, I'm going to splice together a couple of different news feeds because there's different information in each one, but I once again condensed it down because I don't want this to run forever. But we need to just get some information in context. So let's go ahead and watch these.
At 11 o'clock, a deadly carjacking on the streets of the capital city. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Erin Connolly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Zinni. 3 people were shot, and tonight we know 1 person is dead. The scene unfolded earlier this afternoon, right near the intersection of Park and Orange Street, just steps from the very popular Parkville Market.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Christian Colon is live in Hartford tonight with the very latest. Christian.
Hi there, Mark and Aaron. This all happened around 3 p.m. today. The area, like you guys said, was very busy around Parkville Market, but all of a sudden, the crime tape went up and police got busy with 2 different scenes that were both connected.
Police say 3 people had multiple gunshot wounds. One of them was found dead inside the parking lot. A second victim was taken to Hartford Hospital by an unknown driver. That driver later crashed and fled that scene. Then a third person was found injured on the side of the apartment building. Police believe it was the victim of the attempted carjacking. At some point, that attempted robbery escalated to a shooting and turned deadly. As the investigation was in full swing across the city, church leaders and other Hartford officers marched to stop the ongoing violence. Last week, they walked around the north end. Tonight, it was in the south. This new initiative called Faith in Blue has faith leaders and police spreading information on where to get resources, something residents near the latest crime scene say we need more of.
Some of the violence is going on because people are frustrated. People are on drugs. People are just broke and they're looking for a way out. And sometimes the easy way out is the hard way for everyone else.
Hi, Mark. And this shooting happened in broad daylight at the parking lot of the 1429 apartments in Hartford at Park Street. And we've learned today that 2 brothers were trying to steal a car in that parking lot when gunshots rang out. Now, we do want to show you some video from that scene yesterday on Park Street in Hartford. The carjacking victim was trying to defend himself, and he ended up shooting at the brothers, and they returned fire. Now, this all happened Monday afternoon at the 1429 apartments on Park Street. That's right across from Parkville Market. Police believe the brothers followed a man into the parking lot to try and steal his vehicle. One of the suspects was killed. He's been identified as 23-year-old Jahaziel Phillips Ray. His brother, Joseph Ray, was arrested and faces a number of charges, including criminal attempt to commit murder and conspiracy to commit murder. This was a frightening situation in a typically quiet part of the capital city. And we spoke with Hartford Police Chief Jason Thodey a short time ago, and he has some advice for the public.
Acknowledging that, people have a right to defend themselves, and sometimes things evolve quickly and you might not have the ability to make those choices, but if you do, Our recommendation is to get yourself out of that situation safely, call us right away, and observe as much as you can. Descriptions, a license plate, a car, so that we can respond out there.
And the carjacking victim is in stable condition at the hospital and is expected to survive. Now, the other carjacking suspect is also in the hospital and is expected to survive as well. We know that the two brothers were convicted felons. And we're going to have much more on this case coming up on Eyewitness News at 5 p.m.
Heard that and you saw that. You know, what's interesting? It's always the same theme. Convicted felons out on probation. Let's go with the obvious here. Convicted felon, can't own a gun. Where did the gun come from? Gun control does not work. Out on probation, one of them was actually due to go back to court for a probation violation. Yet he's out in the streets trying to jack somebody with a gun. We continually focus on the wrong things. You heard the gentleman at the end there. I wanted to put him in that video because he's saying how people are frustrated. Yeah, I'm frustrated too, but I'm not robbing nobody. I'm not on drugs. If it's a money thing, where am I finding this money? Go get drugs. But, I'm frustrated. That's not an excuse. See, that's just a cop-out. It's actually cowardly. Oh, I'm broke, so I'm just going to go do this because this is the only avenue that I see. It's a bunch of garbage. And I hate that excuse. The city needs more resources. Muhammad Ali, and it's going to go back to another issue. Muhammad Ali, there's a great video of him, and if I can find it, I'll put it in, where he was talking about poverty. And he said poverty is not so much a physical thing, it's a state of mind. He said you take a family from the ghetto and put them in a $97 million house, and this was back in, the 50s and 60s. Put them in a $97 million house. Within a week, the house would be trashed. That's a very truthful statement as I've ever heard one. It's a state of mind. But I'm going to jump over here to this article from the CT Insider. Driver ambushed in deadly Hartford carjacking attempt and shootout, police say. I'm going to scan over this because there's once again, it's always about information. But Hartford, the two suspected carjackings in Monday's deadly triple shooting appeared to take their victim by surprise, ambushing him in a brazen attempt to steal his car at gunpoint in broad daylight before he shot them, killing one, police said. One of the suspects died in the exchange of gunfire, which the other survived and was arrested. Police said he and the driver were listed in critical but stable condition, expected to recover. Police have not been able to interview the driver, Lieutenant Aaron Boisvert said, but as of Tuesday morning had no plans to arrest him. I don't know what he's arresting him for. He is a licensed gun owner. He was threatened with a firearm and he dealt with it. As you heard the chief say, just try to get the license plate number, look, you got a person with a gun in your face. You don't know what they're going to do. You must assume immediately that they intend on bringing you harm and you react accordingly. But detectives watched video of the shootout, which was captured on city cameras, and they don't believe the driver was meeting with the suspects, Boisvert said. I have not seen that video, and I don't see it out anywhere. But he was rushed, he said, of the driver. It appears that he was taken by surprise by people lying in wait for him. The driver has a pistol permit, Boisvert said. We heard the names of the two suspects. You can see it up here behind me. 23-year-old Jaziel Phillips Ray and his brother Joseph Ray. Model citizens. So the brother that survived was charged with first-degree assault, first-degree robbery, conspiracy to commit first-degree robbery, criminal attempt to commit robbery, and criminal possession of a firearm, because you know good and well, as a felon, you can't own a firearm. Whole nother story. Ray's in police custody, being guarded by an officer at the hospital, Boisvert said Tuesday. Okay, now, you saw the video and you heard the details of the shooting and the outcome. I did a video, I can't remember how long ago, but it was an Atlanta security guard who was stepping out of his vehicle to go to his job, and a guy walked up behind him and shot him from behind, execution style. And I talked about situational awareness. This is a good example of it. This is in Hartford. Hartford can be crime-ridden, but this happens anywhere. There's been a rash of carjackings in Watertown. Watertown, of all places. So it happens anywhere at any time. Situational awareness, pay attention to what is going on around you. You're coming out of a store to walk to your car. As you walk out, look around. See who's there. Why are they there? Who is in your orbit and for what reason? Pay attention to what is going on around you. That is the greatest deterrent to these kind of crimes, because the surprise is the greatest ally for these criminals. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Step out the car. Look around. Okay? Don't be just blindly going about your business. Pay attention to who's around you and why they are there. Can't say that enough. Kudos to this driver of this car. And for what he did what he had to do. Once again, hard to say what you would do in the same situation, but somebody's got a gun in your face. First thing you got to assume is that they will bring bodily harm to you. And you have to go on that premise. You can just say, well, I give up my stuff. How many times have you heard cases of people doing exactly what the people wanted and still being shot and killed? And as for situational awareness, we're going into the holiday season and we're starting to hit the malls and starting to go out and get Christmas gifts. This is a big time for them because we have become so soft on crime for the sake of equity that we are not doing what needs to be done with these people when they're captured. You see it all the time. Mass raids on convenience stores and trashing stores and stealing, and they get caught and slapped on the wrist and sent back out. You're starting to go out there as a good person and you can go buy gifts for your family, what have you. You are a prime target for these people. Pay attention to who is around you and why they are there. Try not to shop at night. It's getting darker earlier. Try to shop when it's broad daylight out. Now, this hasn't been broad daylight from what I understand, but it gives you a better chance to see what's going on in the light. And permit holders, carry a gun. Protect yourself. Okay? It's always better to have it and not need it, right? But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comments section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time the video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.